What's up, everyone? And this is Next Level Thinking.
Everyone, it's another episode of Next Level Thinking. How we're always here to bring you great inspiration and stories to help you stay motivated, to help you take it to the next level. It's your host, Chris Holmes, as always, and today I have a special guest by the name of
Hi, you can call me Destiny.
Destanee. So let's go ahead and hit the grounds running. Tell a brief introduction about yourself, and we'll go from here.
Okay. Well, I am 31 years old. I have two daughters, Miata and Selena. Um, Pretty much a single mom, and I like to volunteer, which is kind of how I started my organization, Angels for Babes.
Nice. And it's always good to hear when people do great works, especially impact the community and much more. But tell us a little bit more about your organization. How did you begin with this? What was the inspiration?
The inspiration, I guess it started when I was a little kid. I've always liked to volunteer and like give back. So any way that I could do that, I would do it. And when I was a little girl, I always wanted to open I guess kind of like an orphanage for children, but more of like just like a safe haven for kids that are like neglected or abused. Um, just from having like a kind of tumultuous childhood, that kind of like led me to want to be like a person that can be there for kids that are in like similar situations. So that's how I got the idea.
Definitely understand, and it's great to hear when people do things like that, especially for our kids to help out, especially when they're going through just when their childhood. And I know you briefly touched on it, but like when you see kids going through like their challenges and much more, especially I guess, let me just ask you like this: does the problem really come like I guess from at home, or is it like outside of elements where it may come to a point where a child may need access to school when they need aid and the organization can come in and help out?
Yeah, it's just various things. It's like me fundraising for it could be a charity or help putting something together. It's various factors in life when it comes to kids. I try to like include all possibilities. It could be like something like essential, like their basic needs to like counseling. I don't really do any counseling. I mean, I did when I was in high school, but that's not like child counseling. It's just more of like helping people network and getting like people resources. So it can include many things.
And that's great to hear. What are some of the rewarding things that you have seen with ever since you have started the organization? Is it like just go and tell us your experiences,
I'm sorry, what are some of the what?
some of the rewards that you have seen since beginning with the organization of your impact.
Uh, the biggest reward is always like the feedback, like from like a couple kids that I sponsor, like just getting their letters or just I don't know, the feeling of giving and helping somebody, like it's like really the best reward that you could think of, just because you know that you did something that made a difference in somebody's life, having that small impact because you don't know what people are going through at the end of the day and, behind closed doors. So just feeling like, okay, this person was in my life for, a few moments, but I affected them in a positive way. And I don't know, it's just a good feeling. It's kind of addicting. Um, but I don't know, I like doing it and it's just what my life purpose is. So I'm doing it.
And I'm glad you hit on that too as well, especially when you hit on purpose and when you see the rewards when you see when you make an impact into a kid's life. And you hit also another great thing is you never know what's going on behind someone else's closed doors. Uh, so many times we want to like look at things on the surface, but we really don't know what's really going on in that child's life. And I want to ask, what is some of like the learning lessons you have learned since contributing with this program and also making an impact into kids' life?
Some of the things I've learned is don't judge a book by its cover, which is kind of cliche, but it is true. Like I said, like you don't know what people are going through behind closed doors. And um, I've also learned to just be more patient with people in general and more gentle with how you treat people. It's kind of like a full circle realization, but all those things kind of like tie into each other and just trying to treat somebody how you would want to be treated, especially if you were at a disadvantage from them. You know what I'm saying? Like we are all equal, so we should all treat each other with the utmost respect, and just care for each other. That's just my whole philosophy, I believe.
I completely agree, and patience is definitely a virtue, and that is something that we can take all through our life is having patience, not only with others, kids, and our, but definitely ourselves. Because I feel like a lot of times we definitely get have times of getting discouraged or having anxious or getting a little bit of anxiety when things don't go our way and we had everything planned. But that I feel like that is the biggest test where we can't actually show how far we have come. Showing how patient we are, willing to work with people as you are showcasing this organization. And that is definitely something that is a lifelong journey that we need to remind ourselves as well. And with that, along with patience, you mind giving us something else that you have also learned with this contribution you have done with the community?
Something else I learned, I would say, um, I guess when we work together, we could get things done a lot quicker than individually. Like, for example, my daughter Selena, I take her on a lot of like the places I go to volunteer, and just having her like do little things like that because she is 6 years old, but she still like she knows a lot about volunteering already and like how to give back. It really impacts like her personality. So you don't really realize like the impact that you really have on people until you see it like firsthand because now she's like, telling her teacher about it and her friends and kind of like circulating ideas with them. So it really is like something that can be contagious. So I learned that I have great impact, even though it feels like sometimes I'm not really like I'm not doing as much as I could, or I'm not like I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like okay, there's so many problems in the world, and there's so much to heal and to fix. Especially with terms of the way kids are in the world and how they're being treated and things like it's so overbearing to think about and to know where to begin. But when I just see something, or I hear something that I've done that really affected somebody and they sit and they think about it, it really does like touch me. Like it really, I don't know, it makes me feel great to know that, I could do something to help somebody because I'm just one person, but that's all it takes. So that's what I learned.
Yes, and it all takes one person to do something to be something that's great, and everything you do just giving you roses back to you more is like the things you're doing is making an impact to the community, and a lot of times it takes time, but just you just even making an impact, even if it's just one child, it's like a legacy. It's so much more to be done with that, and a lot of times, even with myself, I would say we undermine the great contributions that we are doing to society, and when we're making an impact and making that change, but it all takes small steps. And I like how you were expressing yourself and telling how you were reminded of getting the feedback of like, yes, I do have a purpose and a reason because people are actually seeing the value of what you're doing. And that is one thing that will stand the test of time is remembering that you have value within yourself. And with along with this of finding your purpose within yourself to continue to contribute and keep pushing past the adversity. And speaking of adversity, I'm pretty sure you have faced adversity along this journey. Um, what is some adversity that you faced, and then how did you overcome that to keep going forward?
Oh wow, yeah. There's a lot of adversity. I think anytime that you do something that is like uh, I don't know, I just feel like they say like no good deed goes unpunished. I faced many consequences for even starting my organization, it comes to like people saying, "Oh, that's not a good idea to invest in and put your money in." I've had, you know, uh, relationships, friendships dissolve from that, and just having a different life purpose, or people not kind of believing in your dreams, or not wanting you to invest in your dreams because maybe they want you to invest in them, or just things like that. I've had, because I'm not a rich person by any means, like, but I have such a giving heart that I will give like literally the shirt off my back, because that's just who I am. I just love to love people. And I've had a lot of adversity with that. Like, well, you shouldn't be so naive and so giving of, because how can you give when you don't have anything to give? But my people don't realize that my spiritual wealth is overflowing. It's never ending. That's why I'm always in a position where I can give, because um, I've got like a higher power that's moving me. You know what I'm saying? So it's God's will. It's God's will that I do what I do.
Yes, it is God's will indeed. I completely agree with that. And what will happen and is what meant to be will happen. And through your journey, and I also like how you talked about your mental, but also your spiritual, how your strength comes from and keeping yourself going, because that's one thing that really does motivate and pushes past the impossible. And going a little bit more detail of what you were saying even more is not everybody is meant to understand your purpose, your dreams, and they may try to, like you said, how you should invest your money in different things, but you know what you're here for, and you have to stay stern and believe into that. And I feel like a lot of times when we hear these outside voices, it's a test of our, I always say, you can go ahead and say faith, to believe in our dream and know and look forward to it, that will show how much we are willing to push to get it done. And I believe that among itself will bring so much of a greater story, because you will showcase how you believe in something that other people are not able to understand or not supposed to understand because it is given to you. And I think that is a life lesson among itself.
Yeah, I completely agree. I tell people all the time, like, people ask me, where do you get your confidence from? Where do you get this and that? And it's just like I've always had kind of inner knowing of what I'm supposed to do. Like, one thing about me, you can't shake my confidence. It's unshakable, because I feel like, and I'm not speaking from like an ego point of view. It's from like a knowing of like a soul purpose. Like, I love myself unconditionally. That's how I'm able to give so much. Like, I'm able to love people, because I already like I see the way, God made me in his image. And with that, I could see God in other people. So I could love, and I just use, it's like sheer uh, willpower to move mountains. I just do things that he puts it in my heart to do. And there's no one that can stop me from doing it. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to keep progressing and keep just listening to what he tells me to do, and going from there. Like, I don't know, I'm just all about believing in yourself, no matter what, no matter who tells you who you are, what you can do, what you can't do about your past. When God, he gives you an objective, I believe that you try your hardest to, follow it, especially if it aligns with your sole purpose. So that's what I'm doing.
And you definitely said a mouthful right there, along with a lot of great jewels and much more. Because there's, I'm glad to see you can feel the energy of the laughter over the phone. But like that is very important to love yourself and have confidence in yourself and to believe in yourself. That we are in the day of the age where so many people, I feel like, especially with mental health, they're so discouraged and they compare, especially with social media, themselves to others, where they lose confidence within themselves and they don't stop believing in themselves. And with that, their dream starts to die. And you are reminding people that you have to be encouraged. You have to stay in loving of yourself, who you are, and much more. And it's not of ego, it is confidence and love of yourself. And that is how you're able to give to others. Because how can you give to others if your cup is empty? It kind of reminds me of the analogy of, like, I'm pretty sure you heard this too. It's like when something of emergency is going on in the plane, you put your oxygen mask on before you put on to others. So if you're over here
Yeah,
drowning, how you gonna say someone else drowning? So that doesn't even make
yeah,
any logical sense. You got to make sure that yourself as a whole is put together before you say someone else. What I look like trying to put on a cape on if I'm over here like, hey Chris, you want to do Superman? I don't know. I'm getting beat up right now, so give me a second.
yeah, yeah. And that's kind of like I said, full circle. Like at a point in time, as especially as a young girl, I didn't have everything I needed, and I was like, at disadvantage a lot in life. So it's like, I've been there. I had to save myself, you and I'm not saying I'm anybody's savior because I believe that only Jesus is our savior. But I'm just a I'm a follower of Jesus, and I'm just following my heart, honestly, and it just so happens to align with God, and that's just the way it is.
It's great to feel that energy right there. I can feel the spirit over here. So what is the next big move for you, sir?
Right now, I'm trying to work on like merchandise. It's a little hectic because I'm balancing my business with like my home life, my work schedule, and being a mother. So doing a balancing act with these areas in my life. But the next move for me with my business would be definitely to network more and to work with more charities because I've been having a great experience with the charities that I've worked with so far. And like I said, the move after that would be more merchandise. I'm trying to get my brand built up to where it's more visually recognizable. Like I have like a couple templates of like I have like some hoodies, I have like just random merchandise really that I think would kind of tie in well to my business. And I guess a long term goal would be I wanted to do like a children's book with my daughter Selena, because she's very like artistic and imaginative, and I think that she would do well contributing something like that to the business. So that's what we're looking forward to right now.
You would definitely hit all those things and much more. And that is what it's all about, aiming high to achieve, even through your adversity and balancing out life with your family and much more. That's just good. That just makes the story even much better because you're going through your challenges and then you can inspire someone else through your journey of pushing your organization, still having a family life, and still wants to dream and network and reach out to others. And that's what it's all about. So as we slowly start to wrap things up, where can they find you? Social media. This is your time to drop the mic and let people know where to find you.
Absolutely. Okay, so my Facebook is very simple. It's just Angels for Babes. I think my Twitter is pretty much the same, Angels for Babes, and my Instagram. I try to keep it all very like singular and not too complicated, but you just type in Angels for Babes. I have a website as well, www.angelsforbabes.org. You could check that out. Make sure you donate, or just like give me some feedback on how I can improve things, or if you want a chance to check out some local volunteer activities or resources, I can hook you up in that area too. So I'm very resourceful. Like I said, just hit me up and I will be of service to you somehow.
Excellent, excellent. Now I'm gonna give the mic right back to you one more time. Leave us with a strong message, real quick. If you just like want to drop the mic on this, I know, just
Oh
saying
my
that,
God,
like,
you put
yeah,
me
go
in
ahead.
the spotlight.
Yeah, if
Okay.
you got to go.
My strong message would be to take care of yourself and to love each other very deeply and strongly. And always be good to each other. That's it.
And she said what she said with a smile and laughter. Boom, to the moment.
What is
I want to thank you again, and this is another great episode of Next Level Thinking with your host Chris Coombs. As always, I have my special guest by the name. Well, let me see if I do it right. By the name of
Destanee?
Awesome, awesome. Make sure you subscribe, share, and keep the message going. And remember, Keep yourself inspired throughout the storm because the light is on the other side. And with that, we are out.